Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, young dreamers, future entrepreneurs, and those who are here simply because their professor said attendance was compulsory. When I was invited to give this talk, the organizers gave me a very serious warning. They said, Jack, please make it inspiring, educative, and most importantly, funny. Otherwise, people will fall asleep halfway through. I smiled and replied, don't worry, I have a natural talent for making people laugh. I just show them my exam results from school and university. Trust me, nothing makes people laugh more than seeing how bad a billionaire once was in mathematics. But jokes aside, I am not here to impress you with how much money I've made or how big Alibaba has become. I am here to share with you 3 powerful principles that shaped my life. These principles were born out of failure, rejection, and many embarrassing moments that I would rather forget, but they were also the seeds of success. They guided me from being a poor English teacher earning $12 a month to standing in front of you today. The 3 principles are very simple. Think big, act small, but keep moving. Simple words, yes. But let me warn you, it is harder than passing the entrance exam to Harvard. And I say that with confidence because I applied to Harvard 10 times. 10 times they rejected me. In fact, the only institution that accepted me without question was KFC. And even then they rejected me too. So my friends, today we will break these 3 principles down together. I promise it won't be boring. There will be stories, laughter, lessons, and maybe even a little bit of wisdom you can take home. Thinking big is not about dreaming of buying a Ferrari or building a mansion or marrying a movie star. That's not big, that's expensive. Thinking big means you dare to imagine a future that doesn't exist yet. When I was young in Hangzhou, I was terrible at math. In fact, my teacher once said, Jack, your math is so bad, maybe you should consider becoming a poet. But my English was okay because every morning I rode my bicycle 40 minutes to a hotel in Hangzhou just to talk to foreigners. I was their free tour guide for 9 years. That's how I practiced my English. Why am I telling you this? Because at that time, no one thought a skinny boy from Hangzhou could build a global company. But in my mind, I thought, why not? Big thinking is not about what you already have. Big thinking is about what the world could have if you keep moving. Alibaba started with 18 people in my apartment. We had one idea. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere. People laughed. They said, Jack, you don't know anything about technology. You don't even know how to code. You don't even know what the internet is. And they were right. I didn't. But I thought big. I told my team, we're going to build a company for the future. We may be poor today, but one day small businesses in China will sell their products all over the world. We will help them. They didn't believe me. Even my wife asked, are you sure this is going to work? I said, no, but let's try. That is thinking big. When I first went to Silicon Valley in 1999, I met some venture capitalists. I told them, I want to build an e-commerce platform in China. They said, China? But people there don't even have credit cards. The internet is too slow. Nobody will shop online. I said, exactly. That's why I'm building it. They laughed at me. They didn't invest. Years later, when Alibaba went public, I received many phone calls from those same investors. They said, Jack, do you remember me? I said, of course, you are the one who didn't believe in me. Thank you. Because of you, I had to work harder. 1, don't let your background limit your future. Your parents' job, your grades, your hometown, these are not your destiny. They are just your starting point. 2, big thinking attracts big people. If your dream is only to open a small shop, that's okay. But if your dream is to change the world, you will meet people who also want to change the world. And together, you will create magic. 3, big thinking keeps you alive during hard times. When Alibaba was near bankruptcy in 2003, what kept us alive was not money. It was the big dream. Help small businesses. That dream gave us energy when there was no salary. Now listen carefully. Thinking big is important, but if you only think big, you become what I call a philosopher with empty pockets. Thinking big must be combined with acting small. People always ask me, Jack, what is your secret to success? I tell them, my secret is that I know I am not smart. Yes, I am not smart. My classmates in school were much smarter than me. But I act small. I focus on small steps. When we started Alibaba, we didn't say, let's build the Amazon of China. We said, let's build a small website to help small Chinese businesses find international buyers. Step by step. When we launched Taobao in 2003, people said, Jack, eBay is already in China. You cannot win. But I said, eBay may be an ocean, but we are a crocodile in the Yangtze River. In this river, we know how to swim better. We didn't try to fight eBay with big advertising. Instead, we acted small. We listened to the sellers and the buyers. Sellers said, we don't like to pay listing fees. So we made Taobao free. Buyers said, we are worried about trust. So we created Alipay. Small actions, one by one, and step by step, we won. One of my employees once told me, Jack, your English is good, but sometimes you pronounce words in a very funny way. For example, you say internet like internet. Maybe you should stop speaking English. I told him, if I wait until my English is perfect, I will never talk to anyone. That is the secret. Don't wait until conditions are perfect. Start small, act small, and improve along the way. 1. Small actions beat big intentions. Many people say, I want to start a business, but they never start. They wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. 2. Small progress builds confidence. When you climb a mountain, don't keep staring at the peak. You will feel tired and hopeless. Instead, take one step, then another. After some time, you look back, you have already climbed halfway. 3. Small mistakes are cheaper. If you act small, your mistakes are small. You can correct them quickly. If you act too big too soon, one mistake can destroy you. This is the most important part. You can think big, you can act small, but if you don't keep moving, nothing will happen. Life is like riding a bicycle. If you stop pedaling, you fall down. Why should we keep moving? The answer is simple. Because the world is changing too fast. If you stand still, you are not standing still. You are actually moving backward because the world is passing you by. Life and business are like running on an airport conveyor belt. If you don't move forward, the belt will take you back. I still remember very clearly the first time I touched a computer in 1995. It was not in China. It was in Seattle. A friend showed me something called the internet. I didn't even know how to spell internet correctly at that time. He said, Jack, you can search for anything here. So I typed beer. Many results came up. American beer, German beer, Japanese beer. Then I typed China. Nothing came up. 0. I thought, wow, there is no China on the internet. If there is no China on the internet today, what will happen in 10 years, 20 years? That night, I made a decision. I must bring China to the internet. Now, imagine if I had said to myself, Jack, this is interesting, but let me think about it for 10 years. Let me wait until I learn how to code, until I raise millions of dollars, until I'm fully ready. If I had waited, somebody else would have done it. Maybe Alibaba would never exist. That is why I say keep moving. Even if you don't know everything, even if you're not ready, start moving. Because movement creates opportunity. Movement creates energy. And movement means you accept that failure is not the end. It is just part of the journey. After graduation, I went out full of hope, carrying my thin resume and my big smile, thinking the world would welcome me with open arms. Instead, I was welcomed with rejection letters. I applied for around 30 different jobs. And one by one, each company said politely or sometimes not so politely, no thank you. At first, I felt embarrassed. I thought maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe I am not good enough. But then I realized something important. Rejection is not the end of the road. It is simply a redirection. Every no I receive pushed me closer to finding the path that belonged to me. If one company doesn't want you, maybe it is because you are supposed to create your own company. So instead of sitting at home and crying, I kept moving. I started teaching English, not because it was glamorous, but because it gave me a chance to keep learning, keep speaking, and keep dreaming. Every day I taught students, I was also teaching myself never to give up. Looking back, I am grateful for those rejections. If I had been accepted easily, maybe I would have stopped moving. But because I failed, I kept going. 1, failure is fuel. Every rejection, every mistake, every embarrassment, it gives you energy to keep moving. 2, consistency beats talent. You don't need to be the smartest. You just need to keep moving longer than the smart people. 3, movement creates luck. Many people think successful entrepreneurs are lucky. Yes, but why are they lucky? Because they keep moving until luck arrives. When I was young, I once bought a tea bag from a foreign store. I looked inside and thought, why is there only a little bit of tea? Why don't they fill the bag full? Later, I understood the magic of the tea bag is not in the amount of tea. It is in the space for the water to move. This is life. Don't try to fill your life with too much at once. Leave space. Think big. Act small and let your life flow. Before Alibaba,